using these exact words, but something like that. And we forget, we totally forget. Now here the sun has come out, so there's a lot of light all of a sudden, which is really beautiful. So I'm asking you again, are you clear about what we are about to do with this meditation on Tonglen and on the 4 immeasurables? Like, you know, that we create these 4 mind states and then we use them in order to take away from others the difficult things and to give them the beautiful things. And I'll show you another thing that, so to some of you, I have already sent it, but I really like, it's a short video. It's a very short video also. And oh, I'm not sure. Can you see it already or not? Probably not.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Oh, this is it. I never know when you see it and when you don't see it.
You see?
I close again.
Your computer, not anything else.
Well, I see it on my computer. Okay, we have to start again. Now you can see it, isn't it? Can you see a balloon and a basket?
No.
No.
Still no. Oh, what is going on here? Okay, I'll close Viktor Frankl. Maybe he was in the way. And then now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Some of you might know it. I find it very interesting in many different ways. So this is what we have to become. Now the good morning has to be transformed into good afternoon. But did you see how the water, you know, even though the balloon is gone, but how the water stays in its shape? You know, about like not seeing reality, because when we look with our bare eye, it totally looks as if the water just goes, yeah. I'll show you again, maybe, because that was really what blew me away about this video. Wait. Can you see it or not yet? You see it? Okay. So notice the water, because it's a balloon filled with water. Then an arrow comes and the balloon kind of gets blown away. Or it's like, yeah? You can still see the little bits of balloon, and then the water stays exactly in its shape. Isn't that amazing? And then when we do Tonglen, then we send out in all directions these beautiful hearts of love, compassion, wisdom. That's a little bit kitschy, but anyway, sometimes kitsch is also good. Yeah? Okay. Then we settle down for the reflection. I will give you the text, so maybe you can see it. Okay. We settle down, and for a short while we do just like, you know, bringing the mind home, bringing it to the cushion, bringing it to the body, letting go of all thoughts, or choosing to let go of all thoughts, not having to figure things out. Really enjoying maybe 5 minutes of not having to do anything. Like a feeling of having arrived, a feeling of not needing to accomplish more than what we have accomplished. a feeling of rest. Yeah. Don't push too hard in your awareness meditation, because otherwise you get too tense. Let the mind or your awareness rest on whatever is going on. It can be the breath or it can be anything else. Make sure you're sitting at ease with a straight back. If you notice that you're following thoughts, don't get upset, because the moment you notice this is the practice, because then you go back to your object, which is either just watching without getting involved or having your mind on the breath. So that's the success. Noticing that we're not present, noticing that we are involved in thoughts, that is the success of the practice. So then we can start with the reflection. And now it's really good to have a sober and analytical mind by really seeing what is happening in the world. That maybe we don't know what wrong views are, but we definitely know what desire, attachment, and greed is, and we know what anger and hatred is. And we see that most of the suffering is created by this in this world. Definitely the suffering of pain. Yeah, so much injustice. Because why? Because people are not happy, because they don't know what is creating happiness. And then when they have power, they use it in the wrong way. And then we're not just looking at others, we're also looking at ourselves. And we notice that me also. Some of my actions are totally motivated by either desire, attachment, when I want to keep something, and then if I can't keep it or somebody threatens it, then I am motivated by anger, aversion, sometimes even hatred. So if we're honest, then we can see I do have these two mind states very often. Sometimes in a subtle way, but they are there, attachment and aversion. So we think how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from being close to friends and distant to enemies. How wouldn't that be a wonderful world? Attachment and aversion totally disappeared. And then we give this a bit more substance. May they abide in equanimity. And we start to engage. We start to kind of take action, or at least, the wish to take action. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. And we're asking for blessings. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And then the loving kindness bit. We have to give it the possibility that it is possible that everybody can be happy. So, just imagine the world, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had happiness and the causes for happiness. We just imagine everybody happy, nobody harming each other. Same way as us. We're only harming others, we're only kind of unpleasant when something is disturbing us, when we are not happy. So everybody is the same. May they have happiness and its causes. I myself will cause them to have happiness and its causes as much as I can. At least I will do my best not to disturb people's mind, peace of mind. At least. Now we see how difficult it is because we also have a life that we need to live, and we ask for inspiration. Please, Guru Deity, bless me or inspire me to be able to do this. So you can engage now actively by thinking, since I myself, I have attachment and I have aversion, and it comes from the self-cherishing mind, because the self-cherishing, that ego mind, is separating people into the ones I like, my friends, the ones I dislike, my enemies, and the ones I don't care about are the strangers. So I have these minds anyway. And that's not so important for the moment, but may others be free from these mind states. So as you're breathing in, and if you're, if it feels somehow more or less comfortable, it's never comfortable. But if you are too afraid, or if you think, oh, no, this is dangerous, then don't do it. Just stay with the wish that all beings be free of aversion and attachment. If you want to try it out, you can think, now we give ourselves the power to transform these things. And we think that power is sitting in our heart like a ball of light that acts like a filter. Again, if you're a Buddhist and you have connection with Tara, Chenresig, Shakyamuni Buddha, you can visualize Tara, Chenresig, or Shakyamuni Buddha in your heart. And then they become the filter if you don't have enough self-confidence to do that. Or you think, this is my Buddha potential sitting here, that ball of light, which will act like a filter. So as you're breathing in, then you think, I am taking upon myself all these unhelpful states of mind, not for mind to increase, because it will decrease my self-cherishing. And since I have this filter in my heart, I don't have to be afraid. As we learned, whatever the problem, love is the answer. As you breathe it in like a vacuum cleaner, it just comes in, goes through this filter. And as we saw with this water that falls into that basket, as you're breathing out light. That is all your goodness, or like you think you're giving everything to all sentient beings, whatever they need. Now, again, you can do this with one person, with a group of people, with everybody. You choose. You choose according to your capacity. You're breathing in whatever you usually don't want, but not to keep it, but to transform it. And again, this is a practice where you're not worrying, oh, but how does that work? Oh, but this does not work. How, not like this. Just do it. That's usually what the lamas say when we ask these kind of questions. They say, just do it. If you don't have too much aversion towards it. So breathing in, we take everything that usually we try to ward off voluntarily in order to free others from it, because that's what the Buddha is doing. It goes through our filter of either the Buddha nature or the Buddha sitting in our heart, or just a ball of light, like a filter. As you breathe out in all the direction, you give to each and every being, or to one being, to a group of people, whatever you think they need. And you just keep doing that for about 5 minutes. Again, if you get lost in thought, it's fine. Don't get frustrated. It's okay. Just come back to the practice. Very simple. The bad in, the good out. If you're frightened by in-breath, you can think, I'm open to whatever wants to come. This one thought gives us so much courage to bear whatever we have to bear anyway. If you breathe out, wow, I'm sharing with all others whatever I usually keep for myself and I don't want to give. What a joy. May all other beings have all the good stuff, my humor, my intelligence, my skills, my car, my house. Whatever you think makes people happy. And it's okay if it's worldly happiness here. That's okay. We will go to more advanced happiness later. And with one corner of your mind, just watch what is happening in your mind. If there's fear arising, the thought, no, I don't care. I'm open to whatever wants to come. See what that thought does to you. Now I become the transformer or the filter for all negativities. And the energy that I'm breathing out is pure love, connection, caring, kindness, friendliness. Everything the world needs, I'm giving to the world. Let your breathing go very naturally. You don't have to breathe in especially deep. Don't manipulate anything. Okay, so then the next two ones are compassion and joy. So again, we need to have the courage to see without anger, without attachment for the victims, without aversion for those who are kind of responsible for this chaos and mess in the world. We have to see that there is so much suffering, so much injustice, so many people totally lost. And it's not just the lowly and the poor people who are lost, it's also the rich, because they, you know, the virus, it affected everybody. For the governments, how to govern a country, I wouldn't know how to do that either. Those people have become very unruly also. Everybody, you know, self-cherishing, like I want my space, I want my this, I want my that, because we're very spoiled. We don't know how to work together anymore. By seeing this, you know, the wish, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Suffering has causes. This is why it can be eliminated. It doesn't exist from its own side. The moment we understand reality, the suffering is finished. But we need to understand all kinds of suffering, not just the suffering of pain, but also suffering of change and the all-pervasive conditioned suffering. That is samsara, taking on again and again and again and again these five contaminated aggregates, being reborn again and again and again and again under the control of our unhelpful emotions. And some people get sad when they hear this. Some other people get joyful. So this is why I didn't answer that question. Can you be joyful when you are sad? Yes, because sadness shows us that something is wrong, and you can be joyful that you saw it. And then again, you know, you take Shantideva, can I change something? I go ahead and change it. If I can't change it, I can accept it. And look at the deeper lying causes, which is our karma. And I can be careful what I create for the future. It only becomes compassion when we start to understand that the suffering can end. Only then, otherwise it gets like anger, depression, frustration, stress, all these kinds of things. So very deeply we think, you know, may they be free from suffering and its causes. All beings, the good guys and the bad guys, all the animals, Mother Nature itself. May they be free from suffering and its causes. So we feel that deep wish that we have, that suffering is eliminated. And then we start to take responsibility. And here we can take the responsibility, at least as much as possible. I will not add to the aggression, to the discontentment, to the self-cherishing. I do whatever I can. And not only that, if I'm realized, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, if I have become a fully enlightened being, I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. You see, if we wouldn't have our masters, we wouldn't know how to do these things. So you can become a person like this. You can become a Buddha and then manifest as a human being, and people trust you, and people apply these methods, which are very difficult to apply. They're not easy. So this determination, that's the only way. I will generate bodhicitta. I want to become a Buddha really, really quickly in order to free beings from suffering and its causes. You cannot free them like this, you know, stuck and they're free, but you can show them the causes, and then People just like us, they go on this path, they practice ethical conduct, concentration, wisdom, and then they're liberated. So we need inspiration for that, for bodhicitta, in order to attain enlightenment. You definitely need inspiration. So please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And then the joy, everybody can become a Buddha. Nobody has to, but everybody can. So if you don't practice Buddhism, I do admit this is very difficult to trust that. But if you start to watch your own mind and you start to see kind of how the mind reacts to things, and that you're not a total slave of your unhelpful mind states, that you can transform. If you listen to science, to neuroscientists about neuroplasticity, we start to see we can transform if we create the right causes and if we have the right conditions. So we think how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. A higher rebirth is a rebirth where you can practice this path, where you have enough faith, trust in the teachings, and trust in your own potential and the conditions, meaning you have teachers, you have methods, you have the conditions to be like the time to practice. This is what is called a higher rebirth. It has nothing to do with money or power or skin color or whatever. And then, of course, you need this kind of situation in order to attain liberation and enlightenment. So may all beings never be separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. Again, we take responsibility. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So then to internalize that, again, we do Tonglen, like all the suffering of pain, suffering of change, all pervasive conditioned suffering. We take it away from others, not for us to experience it. It goes into the filter in our heart, which is the form of a Buddha or your Buddha potential or your own goodness and intelligence in the form of light. You suck it in with your breath, take it away, you draw it out from the others. And it gets transformed, and as you breathe out, from all your pores come light that you give away all your merit, all your virtues, all your intelligence, all your skills that you have developed on this path to other beings so that they can practice and transform and finally reach liberation and enlightenment. And here it says you even give away your future merits, not just the ones from the past and present, but also the future ones. And the more you give it away, the quicker we will attain enlightenment. But you shouldn't kind of calculate like this. But the more we give away the thing that we cherish the most, our potential to be happy in the future, the freer we become. Because attachment to happiness kills all chance of enlightenment. So even though we know where we want to go, but if we are attached to that, again, it becomes self-cherishing. So the aspiration to attain full awakening, that's okay. And this is why we say, no matter how long it takes, I will continue to go on this path. If it's attachment, it has to happen now. And it's not attachment because we do it for the benefit of all sentient beings. So you give away if you can, and then you see the attachment in the form of light. All your past, present, and future virtues and merits and their results, including enlightenment, to all sentient beings. The shepherd bodhisattva motivation or attitude. Everybody first. To liberation from suffering and the causes of suffering and to full awakening. And you see that this is actually happening with your out breath. So again, very, very simple. Bad in gets transformed, good out. It's one of the most simple techniques in Buddhism, but a very radical one. Okay, so then again, to end the meditation, we finish with chanting some Tara mantras. If you feel comfortable with this, if you don't feel comfortable, then that's fine, don't do it. But as we chant the mantra again, in the space in front of us appears green Tara, in a light body like a rainbow, transparent, but really seeing the features. It's green in color. It's the element of wind, means very, very swift and very quick. Just a quick liberator. She liberates us from all fears. As we chant the mantra, again, from our heart, from Tara's heart, light rays are going out and touching each and every sentient being and liberating them from their suffering and turning them into the state of green Tara. So finally, at the end, we are surrounded by a universe of green Taras. And we do it in order also for this pandemic to be able to recognize the causes, like the real causes, to be able to purify those, to have an antidote that is not harmful for the body. There's no creating more kind of damage. And we do this with the good heart. Om Tare Tu Reso. 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 Om tare tu re so. 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 And then all these taras around us, you can visualize them, kind of melting them into light. And if it feels comfortable, the tara that was in the space in front of you, she melts into green light. All other taras melt into green light. And that green light absorbs into you through your crown and sinks into your heart chakra in order to nourish our own Buddha potential. So the outside developed love, compassion, and wisdom, we absorb it into our potential of love, immeasurable compassion, immeasurable skillful means and wisdom. We absorb it into our potential so it can be nourished and grow and flourish. Okay, well, thank you very much. I am really sure we have created so much positive energy that really helps the world. You see, if we would know how much positive energy we generate when we do that, we would be so joyful, but sometimes we don't really trust it. But so just what's the harm of trusting it? And you think, voila, this is my contribution to the peace and happiness in the world, in my country, on my continent, and in the universe. And feel happy, it's a good thing. This is so important, even though maybe we don't feel the result. We're so result oriented. You don't have to feel the result. You just have to think, wow, this is a good thing that what I've done. So, be happy about that. Okay? Okay, I'm on time. 2 minutes over. This is amazing, eh? It's probably because I have other things to do afterwards. It's like I still have an hour and a half break, so that's okay until the next one. So do you want to say something, or we go? We leave it at this?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
You're wonderful.
Thank you.
You see, you are a real gift to the world. People who are interested in developing love, compassion, and wisdom. Gosh, you're such a gift to the world. Please be aware of that.
Thank you. You too.
Even if we fail sometimes, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but just don't give up. This is it. So all the best. Good luck. Stay healthy. It was really nice to do this with you. So thank you very much for asking me to.
See you on Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Be happy.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll
It was
stay.
great
I will stay till the last one. Let's see who's the last one.
הנה רקפת.
Unless Giddy kind of cuts us off. Hakefet, where are you?
רקפת.
Where are you? Oh, there. Yeah.
Hey, I'm waving. I'm here. I was without camera all the time, but thank you so much. It was a great course, and I love the meditations, and thank you so much. I really feel
Oh, okay. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Good thing you manifested at the end, because otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. Oh, in Bali, sitting next to you, I see.
Well,
Thank you.
in Absor in Bali. Hi.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
much.
Thank
guys,
you.
don't have to
Shuki, of course, is there, and Israel.
Mhm.
Israel Moore. Do I know you? I don't think so. Have we met?
We met my loudspeaker. I don't have a microphone. You
Oh.
hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We met 20 or 15 years ago in Tushita.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and I saw you a few times here in Israel.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
by chance, I practice with the Vipassana, and
Yeah, that's good. It's
and
perfect.
I'm coming to you once in a while, and I'm getting inspired.
Yeah, it's good.
And
It's good to have a directed practice. It's very good, you
Yeah.
know. So that's great.
So I had a lovely 2 days, and Yom Kippur was amazing, and
Okay.
I'm sure that I'm gonna join on Wednesday as well.
Okay, good. So see you there. And we have, I don't know if you noticed, we had one visitor from Switzerland. It's Anik. So she's the one who was waving there. Okay. She's coming to the center from time to time, but she's from the French part of Switzerland. She's living in the mountains. They had a lot of rain today, yeah, in the southern part of Switzerland. So you see, when it rains in Israel, everybody is very happy. When it rains here in Switzerland, like people are going, oh, it's raining. So this is all perspective, you know, different perspective, different things. So nothing exists from its own side.
Thank you, Anila.
Thank you, Shukila. Thank you, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so then Leora Price is still there.
Yeah,
Who is your-
thank you. Yeah. Thank you for thinking of us and for giving us your time and your heart.
Oh, time I have a lot, you know, I've nothing.
Now you're very busy. I know that you're very busy.
Yeah, but still, it's
Please.
like, it's okay.
Thank you.
It's fine. Good.
Goodbye.
Okay, now I'm going because otherwise I don't know where. Okay. Bye. Thank you very
Bye.
much.
See you on
And
Wednesday.
see you.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody. תודה.
Bye.